Hey guys, it's Vinnie here. I'm going to be showing you a secondary air pump removal on a 2006 Subaru WRX. Just to start off, I'm going to show you the parts that I removed. And then after this little introduction, I'll show you how to do it. So this is the secondary air pump that we removed. This is I think this is called the right-hand valve, which is actually located under the intake. This is the one that does not have the baro sensor. I left the baro sensor installed, which is on the left-hand valve inside the car. You'll see once I show you the video of me removing it. This is the hose that comes from the air pump and it attaches to both the valves, the left-hand and right-hand valve. And then this is a plastic bracket that you don't really need. You'll see me remove this also. This is a bracket that's attached to the left-hand valve, which we left in the car, but you don't really need this, so I just kind of left it out. And then this is a gasket that came from this valve right here. But we actually couldn't reuse it because my plate was a little too skinny, one of my block-off plates. So I actually had to make my own gasket for a part of this video. So I just recommend, while you guys are doing this, before you do anything, please watch my whole video. I did not have it fully planned out, and the steps are very clear, but you just gotta watch the whole video. And make sure you have maybe like an old head gasket where you can cut out and make your own one of these gaskets for your block-off plates. But yeah, definitely recommend going through and watching this video fully before you go and touch your car at all, so you can fully understand how to do it. So I would say it took me about three and a half hours to make this video while trying to figure out my own way to do this. I did a lot of research and I saw that there's no videos on this, so I figured I would just go ahead and make a video while I'm down there doing it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it, and like I said, watch the full video before you go and just start tearing things apart, because it'll really help you out. It should probably only take you maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, by doing it the way that I did it. You don't have to remove the intake. You can leave that in there. And coming off of this left-handed air valve, there's a pipe that runs under your intake and down under the up pipe. You don't have to remove the up pipe or that long pipe that goes under the intake, and you don't have to remove the intake either. You leave all that in there. You're gonna actually put the block-off plate on the pipe that runs under the intake to the up pipe. So just watch the full video and you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. So I hope you guys enjoy. Alright guys, right before I show you this video, I just want to go into my engine bay real quick and show you exactly what I'm talking about in regards to where these plates are installed and why I didn't have to remove my intake or my up pipe. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this camera around and show you. So on the driver's side, you can see the elbow right down in there. It's going to be hard to see, but that's the driver's side location for the one of the block-off plate installs. And then if you're looking at your engine, okay, so the other one's supposed to under your up pipe, which it's not going to be able to be seen on here, down in there, like in front of your turbo, kind of under this wastegate, that's the passenger side one, which is supposed to be where you install that block-off plate. But the problem is, it's really hard to get to. You have to take off your down pipe, you have to take off your up pipe and all that shit. I didn't do that. I decided to not touch that one. Coming off of where that plate's supposed to be installed is a metal tube. Okay, that metal tube has an elbow and it comes up and it runs under your whole intake. So you would actually have to take off your intake to get that tube out, as well as your up pipe, your down pipe, and a ton of other crap. But we're not going to do that. So what I did, the way I did it was that flange that comes off of the back of that passenger side engine where the block off plate should be, it has a tube and it runs all the way under your intake, and it runs to right about in here, right under here, where the right-handed valve is located, which we're going to remove, you'll see in the video. And then there's also the left-handed valve, which is sitting directly under my intercooler. That has the baro sensor, and that's the one we're going to leave inside the car. The baro sensor one is the valve on that has a metal hose that comes down right to your driver's side of your engine block. That one's going to stay intact. Basically, we're just going to put the plate in between the flange that attaches to the block. You're just going to basically take that flange off, install the plate, and then bolt it back together. You'll see that in the video, but I just want to show you what I was talking about. This metal, I can't really show you exactly, but that metal tube that runs from the passenger side, okay, we're just going to install the plate to the end of that flange, and it attaches to the right hand valve, which we're going to remove that valve, and then we're going to bolt the red block off plate to that, so that way we don't have to remove the intake, we don't have to remove that whole tube, the up pipe, and all the other shit. We can leave that in there. And I would recommend that if you're doing an up pipe, then you can remove it. You know, you can go ahead and remove that whole pipe and do the whole thing, but I'm not doing my up pipe right now. I'll do that maybe another time whenever I decide to go that far. But yeah, so if I do go get an up pipe, then while I'm removing that up pipe, I'll be able to, you know, remove the that block off plate from this long pipe that runs under the intake, and I'll just be able to slap it on the back of the engine while the up pipe's out. But yeah, okay, sorry for, you know, rambling. I just wanted to explain that to some people didn't completely understand, but just fully watch through my whole video and you'll understand exactly what I did and why I did it and why it'll save you so much more time. And it works the exact same way, so I hope you guys enjoy. Hey guys, it's Vinny here. I'm gonna show you today how to install these block off plates for your secondary air pump. So I'm just gonna do this in different clips, and I might be, you know, taking the part off and then showing you how I did it instead of trying to sit there and take it all while I hold the camera, just to, you know, speed everything up. So hang in there with me. These are IAG air pump block off plates for an 06 to 14 WRX or 07 to 16 STI. Yeah, you get these online. I think they're like 30 bucks, something like that. But all right, so let's get into it. All right, so the first step you got to do is remove your intercooler. What I did was you're gonna, you know, take off your wastegate. All right here. There's one bolt on the right side and another bolt, which would have been here on the left side. You're gonna take those off. I left this tubing in. You just take the two 10s out right here, here and here. And then what you're gonna do is, you see these exhaust clamps, you loosen both of them up. These are 8mm on mine. And then there's where your Y pipe goes. This is your Y pipe right here. This thing that goes right onto here. That has a hose clamp on there too. Actually, hose clamp fell. There it is. You're gonna loosen that one up too. And then once you get all of the clamps off, basically what I did was I pushed it back. I kind of like lifted up and pushed it back, and which popped it out of the out of this rubber right here. And then once that's out, then you're gonna push it towards the driver's side of the car, which is gonna get it out of get the Y pipe off the turbo. So once you get that out, remove that. All right, just put it down the side. Okay. All right, so next you're gonna disconnect the hose off the wastegate.
What's the purpose of these horns, man?
And then next, after that, you're gonna have these connectors. Disconnect that one, There's a gray one down here. You're gonna disconnect that, and a black one right here. Okay. Disconnect that, and then you're gonna see this hose right here. It comes from the secondary air pump or whatever, and it kind of like snakes around, and then it splits into a Y. Show you. I already took the clamps off it, so I can show you. So there's just these clamps on each one, each end. You're gonna take those clamps off and pull this out. Okay. So right now you should have that Y piece out, and then these are the connectors right here. This one. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, there you go. That gray one there, and the black one right here. Those three connectors. And you pushed the wastegate off to the side, or blow-off valve, sorry, to the side. Okay, next, there's this, lay the light right here. There's this black piece right here. This is just like a bracket, and it has this 12mm bolt on the back. You're gonna go ahead and take that out. I already loosened it. Let's speed this up. And then it's also connected onto a few different things. These little plastic zip ties. So unzip tie them and remove that plastic piece. Okay, this is the piece. Put that aside. Okay, so now that we got everything off, I just want to show you guys what the actual issue is with these valves and why they are throwing codes and they're breaking and all that shit so quickly. Is my assumption, or what I've heard and read, is that in our hood scoops, water when it rains gets in, drips down, and these are the two valves. This one and the other one is right here, this one. And just to show you, water does get into these. You can see right, show you the camera. See how mine's all wet right there? The water gets in and basically rusts the inside, and the valve seize up. So Subaru never really got a fix for that, I don't think. So I mean, basically, yeah. And then the other one, let's see if I pull this. Here's the other valve right here. It's pretty dirty actually. I don't know if you can see inside. You see inside that valve. I can't get it to focus, but you get the point basically. There you go. They're both wet inside. This one's dripping water. When I took this Y pipe out, it was filled with water also. So yeah, that's that. All right, next step. All right, so the next step is to take a look. There's the two valves. This one and the other one that the Y piece, you know, that rubber Y connected to. This one right here. This one's useless. We can take that one out. And this one we're keeping because it has the baro sensor right here on top. Now a lot of people like to remove the intake to do that, but I don't really want to do that. So I found a way. It is possible to get this bolt. If you look at my extension right now, here's my ratchet. The extension goes down. Take a peek around. I don't think you're going to be able to see it in this video really well. Alright, there's my socket. Straight down there. Alright, you're going to get the socket. It's a 12mm. So I'm just going to pull the socket out so I can show you. Or actually, let me leave it in really quick. So, whoops, easy focus here. Okay, so to get that out without removing the intake, I got my pry bar right here. Okay, so let me get the light on this. It's hard with one hand. Sorry, guys. Okay, so you get the pry bar, and you're prying this valve out of the way, kinda. And don't worry about it if it breaks or anything, which it probably won't break. But I'm just in general, it's useless at this point. So I'm going to show you with one. I had someone else pull on this. So you get it right behind here. See how you can, when you pry, you pull towards. I'm pulling towards myself, towards the front of the car, and it's kind of pushing. It's kind of like pushing that valve forward. So I had someone pull on that while I had the extension right here on that bolt, and I managed to break it free. So I'm just going to pull this out to show you what I used. So basically, it's a short 12 quarter inch with a swivel. Now this swivel right here, I put tape on it, black electrical tape. So when I push it to the side, it stays there and it doesn't want to fall when I turn it. You know what I'm saying? Normally it would just fall back down, but to have it stay in place, I put black electrical tape around it. And then I have like a foot extension or so, well, maybe a little bigger, and then just my quarter-inch ratchet. And basically, you're just gonna stick it on that bolt and take that bolt out. Alright, I found a better way to show you this bolt once I took that out. Okay, so right where my light is, you can see that bolt right there, that 12. Okay, that's the 12. It's attached to this black bracket down there. You're removing that, which will be able to, after that, move this valve out of the way. Okay, I'll just show you one more time from like a further away view. So I'm like, you know, in the front of the car, obviously, leaning in, and it's right to the right side of this throttle body. You peek around the corner, and you see that bolt down there. It's like hidden. That's the bolt. So that's a 12. Alright guys, so what I just realized was when I'm removing that bolt right there, there's this plastic piece. I don't know if you can see. I actually had to break it off, which isn't really a big deal at all. I'll show you how I did it. Actually, let me first show you the plastic piece. So this screwdriver right here, I put this screwdriver in, right down here like that. And I put it so it's holding this plastic. So that black plastic piece is actually attached. Let's see if I get a light. Shit. You'll see there's a black plastic piece. Basically, it runs under like your whole intake. And here's a better view. It's part of this black plastic, and it runs under, and it comes back around towards the back. And basically, there's like a little post. I don't know if you can see this. Right there. Okay, that post. Yeah, that post on the top up there. There you go, that's a good view. You can see how the plastic's still around that, but I actually just broke it off. I did that on purpose because to get that bolt out, once you start getting like unthreading that bolt and it's almost on its way out, it's like almost at the top, your extension will keep slipping off because that plastic piece gets in the way. So I basically just got my pry bar, I put it on the plastic piece, you know, back in there, and then I just hammered it with this hammer and gave like a nice hard hit, and it popped right off, it broke right off. So that's pretty good. Now, after you get that off, you can get anything really for this. I got these long needle nose, and it came around the back. Oh fuck, of course. Okay, so anyways, I come around the back, and right in here, I push the plastic back, and then as it's pushed back, I just shove the screwdriver in front of it to hold it towards the front of the car to get the bolt freed up. Alright, and I'll just show you what I mean by that. So the screwdriver came back around here and straight down, and let's see if we can get this. There's the plastic right there. See how it's moving down there? That, and it's just held back away. So now, when you go to look at this bolt, look how much space you got around it. You got all this space. So now you can back it straight out and you'll be good. Alright, so the next step is this isn't going to directly just come right out, because you have this long silver hose right over here. That runs all the way under your intake around the back to the passenger side of your engine, that's where one of the plates gets installed. So I just want to show you off of the baro sensor one. Let's see if you guys can see it right there. Oops. That's the driver's side one, right down there with that elbow. That's probably the best lighting I'll be able to give you. Try that again. There you go. So yeah, that one right down there, that's the driver's side, and then it's the same thing but on the passenger side. But for this one that we're removing right here, that is going to be a pain in the ass to try to feed that through under the intake. So what I'm going to end up doing is just cutting that silver part to get it out. And then once I cut that, this should be able to come right out right here. And I just wanted to show you with the hose I removed it's right here. I had to take it's a 6mm on this hose clamp right here. Take that off and then you just pull that off. Nothing will leak out. Move that out of the way. And then also I forgot to mention I've removed this coolant hose right here. And I just basically vice gripped it shut for now, so it doesn't leak. And that came right off of here, so right off of your throttle body. So okay, next step. Okay, so scratch the idea of cutting it. Not gonna cut it. You're gonna basically show you what I did. All right, so once you get that bolt out, you're gonna have to pry this one down here around the backside. You have to like kind of pry it like right where that bolt is missing out of it down there. That's part of that bracket that we took off. You're gonna pry this one, well not up here, but down there. You're gonna pry it towards the firewall, which will give you a little bit more space. And then you're gonna get a big pry bar, and you're just gonna pry this one out. Basically, you're just gonna pry out of the, like out from under the intake. So it'll kind of look like this. And then what you're gonna do next is you see the back of it has these two 10mm bolts. I don't know if you can see that. There's two 10mm bolts on that piece. So you're going to take those 10s out, and then this will be free to come right out of your car. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so once you remove those bolts from this flange right here, you're going to just be able to take this right out. Throw that over there. You're not going to need that ever again in your life. Okay, so now here's the next step. There could be two ways you can do this. I've been just looking at it, and it's going to be a really big pain in the ass to get this. This is a metal solid tube that goes straight under your whole intake, down, and behind your up pipe. So what I'm going to decide to do is I'm going to walk over here, and this is the one for the driver's side, which is under the car will do. I'll show you that next. But I'm going to take this one that's supposed to go on the back of the passenger side engine, where you have to remove the up pipe. But basically, this tube right here is just already sealed up. So, I mean, I could basically just take this with the other gasket over here, well, wherever it went, and slap it right on here and call it a day. The only thing is, you're gonna have to get bolts that'll go through, you know, the flange and this, and you just have to bolt it real tight, you know. So it's gonna look like this when it's done. I'm doing this just to save time. There's no need to take this whole pipe out right now if I'm not even touching my, you know, my up pipe or anything. Like, if I go to install a new up pipe, which eventually one day I will, then as I take that up pipe out, I can also just pop this right out, you know, and I could take this off of here and slap it on the back of the engine how it should be, but you know, there's always different ways of doing it. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna end up doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll be back. All right, so the gasket that came off of that air pump is this size. It's like a really wide hole, and the block off plate that I got is a little skinnier. So we're getting an old head gasket right now, and we're making our own. And yeah, so once I get that done, I'm gonna throw it on and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, real quick before I install this, I forgot to mention, here's the gasket I made. Here's the block off plate. You're gonna need two 10mm bolts and nuts to basically clamp it together. So I'll show you once it's all on. Alrighty guys, so I managed to get it all on. The 10mm bolt with the nuts, the block off plate, and of course the custom gasket thingy I made. Yeah, so I'm just gonna bend this back down, kind of down there, just to get it out of the way. You're done with that part of it. Once I bend that down, I'm gonna lift the car up and I'll show you the second half of this. Alright, so I'm just reinstalling. I bent down that metal pipe with the block off plate. Now I'm reinstalling some stuff. So far, what I did was this hose that attaches right down here with that little 6mm. Well, usually when your car's older, the rubber gets really hard, so I got a torch and I heated it up. I got one of these, kind of just heated it up for like, I would say like 10-15 seconds, and then slid it right on. And while it's open like this, like while there's nothing there, make sure this is tight, make sure your hose clamp's tight, and yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do all that. Alright, so next step is to basically I connected the coolant line right here, all the lines down there, which is this basically this one, this connector, this gray connector right here. I tucked this one away. This is the one that came off of one of the valves that we took out, and I plugged in the baro sensor. Okay, and then I removed the air pump, which is right here. All it is 3 bolts. There's 1, 2, and then directly sitting right next to the hole, number 3. You can see that. That's the third one. So you're gonna remove those 3 bolts. Just kind of push all that shit out of the way, and it'll come right out. Forgot to mention also on the bottom of that air pump, there's a gray connector. I just you had to unplug it to get it fully out. I just got black electrical tape and taped it all up. So I think that'll probably do the job for now. So I'm just putting my car up in the air right now. I'm going to show you the next half of this, which will be pretty simple. Alright, so we're going to come around here. I already disconnected it. Let's see if we can get a better light. Hold on. Okay. That's not going to work. Okay. Alright, there you go. That's a good view. Alright, so I already disconnected it. You're looking at the bottom of your engine, right? And you just look up right above your axle, your left side, driver's side axle, and you'll see right there, it's, I believe, 2 12mm bolts. Alright, you're going to disconnect it, and we're going to get the plate and install it in between. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and show you exactly what I'm talking about. Alrighty, so got the block off plate installed. Zoom in here. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, right there. Okay, perfect. Alright, so there's the block off plate installed in between the pipe and the engine block. and you just put the gasket from the engine block, in between the engine block and the red piece, and then you can, because after that it doesn't matter, so, and then I just rebolted it back up. Alright guys, and then basically after that, you're pretty much done. I'm just reinstalling the intercooler now, checking that I didn't leave anything loose or, you know, any hoses off, so just always double, triple check that, make sure all your hose clamps, you know, for your Y pipe under your intercooler is tight, you know, those. You're gonna put on the blow-off valve or whatever the fuck you want to call it, since it's stock. I don't really care. You know, your bolts and everything. Just make sure everything's in good, and then you're gonna start it up and you're gonna check the codes that you get. Alright guys, so I just got everything completely back together. I just want to go over some things. Make sure you duct tape, or, you know, electrical tape that connector. Double, triple check everything. Make sure everything's, you know, connected. And then you're going to start the car up. But before I do that, I just want to say, for me, making this video took me about 4 hours, or I would say three and a half hours while making the video to do this, and on top of that trying to figure out different, you know, ways to do it. So I would say if I had to do it over again, it would probably only take like an hour and a half. So, but I'm gonna go into the car and I'm gonna show you the codes that it throws. Alright guys, so we got the access port, plugged it in, let it load up, go to troubleshooting, read codes. Alright, and the only things we're worried about is the secondary air injection system malfunction. So that's going to be on there until I go and bring my car to get tuned and everything. It's called. But yeah, so once that gets tuned, I'm going to have him delete that code and like a bunch of other codes. The reason I have this code is actually because I overboost. But it's okay because I picked myself up an electronic boost controller, which will be installed too when I go get it tuned. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions on this, feel free to comment or message me, whatever. I know it's a lot of shit you got to do, but it's really not that hard to do, you know, if you just know the little tricks here and there. So like I said, if you guys have any questions, just message me, comment, whatever. And stay tuned for more videos. Alright, see you guys later.